Well, here we are. The anime awards have come and they've gone. Yay. So let's look at some of the categories that I care more about, and we're going to kind of break down who won, go over it, and who I think should have won. So, going to do this pretty simply. I pulled the anime awards up here so I can see all of them at once, and we'll go through them. We'll always end on the winner, just to be fair. So I know you can see it down below, but let's go ahead and start. Mallory Rodak, this is English voice actors. Mallory Rodak playing Frieren. We had Sarah Natacheni playing Alya in Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. Sungwon Cho, who played Senshi. Jesse James Grell playing Armin. AJ Beckles playing Okarun in Dawn to Dawn. And then Alex Lee playing Sun Jing Woo in Solo Leveling. Obviously, this one is our winner in this category. And, well, I didn't watch all of these in English. I did watch 3 of them in English. And I watched some of Solo Leveling again in English. And I gotta say, I'm surprised this won. I'm surprised. I mean, he did fine, but I really think it should have gone to AJ Beckles or Mallory Rodak. They really sold their character to a higher degree. I really got more emotion from Okarun, and really some of the emotions of Frieren and the thoughts of Frieren just through the tone of her voice, thanks to Miss Rodak. These 2 characters right here did an outstanding job in their entire season, and I just don't know if I can say the same for Alex. I mean, he's not talking to him. I'm just surprised that Solo Leveling won this category. Okay. Let's see. Japanese voice actress. This one I am very, very happy with, actually. I think, well, let's go through them all again. Shion Wakayama, I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of these, playing Momo in Dawn to Dawn. Sayaka Senbonji playing Marcel in Delicious in Dungeon. Natsuki Hane playing Okarun in Dawn to Dawn. Kenichi Suzumura playing Bravern in Brave Bang Bravern. Atsumi Tanizaki playing Frieren again. And then Aoi Yuki playing Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries. Now, honestly, I don't know this one back here, whoever Mr. Suzumura was playing. I did not watch this anime, but I did watch the others. But I also didn't watch Delicious in Dungeon in English or Japanese. Wow, I only watched it in English. So I would have been happy with any 4 of these other ones that I did watch winning. But getting just Apothecary Diaries getting some award was amazing, because it was up against some really great competition this year, and I thought it was a standout series. Season 1 of Apothecary Diaries was beautiful, and Season 2 is also beautiful. I'm watching through it right now. So I think any of those 4 could deserve to win. I'm really happy for Aoyuki right now. Okay. Best ending sequence. Let's stick to the program. Antanate from Ranma 1/2. Burning from Oshinoko Season 2. Kamakura Style from The Elusive Samurai. Nobody from Kaiju number 8. Taidata from Dawn to Dawn. And then finally Request from Solo Leveling. Once again, I think we're going to see a lot of Solo Leveling today, and to be honest, I'm not happy about it. I'm very not happy about this. I made a playlist of all the endings, and I would listen to it over and over again. And honestly, this one was in my bottom 3, probably my bottom 2 out of them. My top 3 were, in no particular order, Burning, Nobody, and Taidata. So, Burning, Nobody, and Taidata. And overall, I wanted Kaiju number 8 to win. Overall, I did not think Kaiju number 8 Season 1 really deserved to be in contention for like anime of the year or anything, but I did really enjoy it. And I really think One Republic, which was one of my favorite bands back in high school, did amazing work with this ending. And I think it was really cool seeing a Western band in the running for something here. That was awesome to me. And I'm kind of surprised it didn't win, because a lot of people are kind of thinking like a Western media or Western audiences heavily impact the anime awards, because that Crunchyroll is more focused on getting their stuff out to their Western audience compared to some other places that have their own anime awards and channels over in Japan, where that's that's native to them, and where it's focused. That's where the primary focus is for most of those companies. So I'm really surprised this didn't win, because I thought people would be like, "Oh, that is American. Let's vote for that. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah." Which one of the reasons I voted for it. So surprised. I could have also definitely seen Tai Data winning over Request. This was funky, and you add in the visuals of this as well. This was a really, really awesome opening. This, or ending, sorry. Especially with Cat, Turbo Granny here dancing. I loved this. I love this opening too. So I would have been happy with Nobody or Tai Data. Burning was also really good, but I just don't think it's quite those two. I'm really surprised we had Solo Leveling here. Okay, now this is best opening sequence. Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad Solo Leveling didn't win this one. This was a stacked list, and Solo Leveling was not part of that. There were 5 outstanding openings on this list, and Solo Leveling was not part of the top 5. Let's be real. But we have, well, let's start with Solo Leveling, because it didn't win one. Solo Leveling. Level. It was all right. It was good for the show. Abyss by Young Blood for Kaiju number 8. Awesome. Once again, going outside of Japanese artists. This was really cool visually and sounding. Bling Bang Bang Born, I really did think would win, because this took TikTok by storm. This was a super, super popular song. In fact, let's just give a shout out to Creepy Nuts for having 2 nominees in the same year for best opening sequence with their music. So Creepy Nuts, you guys are awesome. That was insane. Then we have Fatal Oshinoko season 2 once again. I loved this one as well. I don't think it really stacked up to maybe some of those. This might have been my number 5 spot when I think back to it, which might have changed when my initial reaction when the nominees came out. Then we had Us from One Piece. I'm pretty sure I voted for this one, if looking back. But it was a toss-up between this and our winner, Otanoke, by Creepy Nuts. Gosh, this was fun. This was such a fun song. Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed listening to this and watching this opening every time. When they released the opening before the show, I could not get enough of it. The visuals, the sound, the illusions, things. It was such a great opening sequence. Best score. Best score. This includes the opening, the ending, and the background music. I don't see how this wins. I cannot tell you a single memorable thing about the score of Solo Leveling compared to this, but let me keep my thing. We got Look Back, which I didn't watch. Freer and Beyond's Journey End. The soundtrack here brought me to tears. Brought one of my friends to tears many times. So this was, it was really good. Didn't watch Bleach. Don't watch Bleach. I'm not a Bleach fan. I'm sorry. Dawn to Dawn. Once again, the opening, the ending, the choice of music within fit the vibe so perfectly. Every scene, the songs were amazing. The background music was amazing. And then I have not finished this. So out of contention are Bleach, Look Back, and Demon Slayer for me. I personally would have given this one to Frieren. I You are going to notice this a lot as we go through. Anytime Solo Leveling and Frieren are in the same category, I personally think Frieren should have won, but that is not what the general public decided. And so I am a hater. I am a Frieren Glazer. You call me whatever you want. I disagree with a lot of the public opinion on this, and I believe I'm right to do so. Best anime song. Look at that. Look at that. We got Solo Leveling, Level. This is actually the exact same list, more or less, as Best Opening Sequence, except now Frieren's in here as well, instead of Us from One Piece. So I won't really stay here too much. Obviously, Otonoke was amazing. I think it was the best song. I liked it more than Bling Bang Bang Born. This is the one I listened to the most out of all of these songs, by far. But I'll move on. Okay. Anya Forger. Oh, what is this? Oh, must protect at all costs characters. My bad. Yuki Tosei. Didn't watch Sign of Affection. Didn't watch The Elusive Samurai. Senshi does not need protected. He is his own man, but I would protect him, though. Okarun. Once again, he can protect himself. Frieren. Definitely protect herself. I'm fine with Anya winning this year, honestly. Overall, looking back on it, I agree with this. Out of the ones that I've seen, I agree with this. Because when I think of must protect at all costs, I am going to lean towards a character that needs protecting. And that is definitely Anya. She is literally a child, like a young child. Where while Okarun is also a child, he has magical powers. So, and like super strength and stuff. So I don't think he needs too much protecting. This is just a girl with telepathy and or can read minds, and she does not understand how to really utilize that and not get into trouble. Like, she is like 4 years old or whatever. So she definitely needs some protecting. Best supporting characters. Let's look at these. We got Turbo Granny. I'm so glad Turbo Granny got nominated as a supporting character. This was awesome. Senshi, once again, an amazing character. Loved Senshi. Him going through how to make the food every episode just brought a smile to my face. Psycho. Don't no one tell Tsunade, but we definitely have a new hottest grandma of anime. We got Jinshi. Smug bastard. I love Jinshi, though. He's super fun. And then Himmel, who I will actually discredit Himmel in this category because not much of a character throughout it, as like we're only seeing him mostly through flashbacks, is more of just like a force that helps drive the story forward. However, Fern is an amazing character. I love Fern. Watching her go from child and watching her almost kind of mirror Frieren in some ways, where her reasoning for studying magic is very almost uninspired. She just doesn't want to make the people that she looks up to sad because they see this potential in her to be a great mage. And so she just wants to be a great mage to make them happy, thinks that's what's best. But does she actually care for it herself? And like watching her come to the realization that she does enjoy being a mage to some degree as well, like in some aspects, watching her also mature, like emotionally as she gets introduced to other characters her age, such as Stark, and watching their relationship blossom from pretty much kind of despising Stark to really learning, like still gets upset with him, but like trusts him. A lot of beautiful moments with Fern. She really is almost like a foundation to the show itself. Okay, best main character. We got Frieren from Frieren. We got Kafka from Kaiju number 8. We got Momo and Okarun from Dawn to Dawn. And then we have Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries. And finally, Sung Jin Woo in Solo Leveling. So, I don't know why Sung Jin Woo got nominated here. I find that very concerning. Because he doesn't do a whole lot besides looking cool. Sung Jin Woo, this guy on stage, on camera right now, he does have some development. Like he's a good kid doing what he can to help provide for his family and his comatose mother. But when new Sung Jin Woo, the improved version, comes center stage, there's like nothing left. There's pretty much nothing left of that character, especially after the one episode in season 2. But this is season 1, so I'll give them some credit there. But when I look at this lineup of main characters, let's just start off with, the battle shonen MC counterpart, Kafka. We got a middle-aged man kind of going through a crisis. He is having to decide whether or not he's going to give up on his dreams and just go with the flow where his life has taken him, or give that one last fight. And it's a man that is pretty much hit rock bottom in his life, seeing his friends, seeing the people he respects go off and achieve great things, and he refuses to give up. And there's just something beautiful about Kafka as a character. And that's one of the reasons why I love Kaiju number 8. While I do say season 1 isn't in contention for a lot of awards in my opinion, I think this is one of the categories that it really does have a good thing going for it. Because Kafka is a solid rock of a character throughout the entire show, throughout the entire manga. I love this man, and honestly, he's one of the reasons why I got into Kaiju number 8. I cannot say greater things about how refreshing it is to see Kafka. Momo and Okarun, I will talk together, because either of them could have won. But I do think overall Momo in season 1 is the one that would win this overall if they gave it to him. She acts as kind of this more rock and foundation throughout the show, like I said for Kafka for his show, and Fern as a supporting character in Frieren. Momo is very outspoken, very confident in herself, not afraid to, be nice to someone, but also throw a punch if need be. He is really cool. But she also has her own insecurities and her own issues and problems. She's a really great portrayal of a great female lead, which I think is just beautiful. And I think just how they, her interactions with her friends and colleagues and grandma and all this things, she's a very believable character within the world of Dawn to Dawn. That's all I can say right now. Amazing. I could have seen her winning for sure. In fact, I think the women kind of ran away with MCs this year. On this list, it's split half and half, as you can see. 3 girls, 3 boys. And I would not pick one of the boys over any of the girls. Women dominated anime this year between Frieren, Mao Mao, and Momo. I love these ladies. They are amazing. Let's move on to Mao Mao and why she should have also won Anime MC over Sung Jin Woo. Because all 5 of these beat Sung Jin Woo in my opinion. But I think the ladies are the top 3. We love Mao Mao. Mao Mao has this weird complexity of these issues, and I love it. She is a very headstrong person. She's a very confident person in her own abilities and self, but also, due to the society she lives in, she is very humble about it. She sells herself short in order to not cause problems, not to stand out, and not get in trouble. Because she understands that in her time period, women are most of the time pretty much always in danger. I mean, she literally got sold into her job. Her freckles, she paints them on with clay to make herself look less attractive to men around her so she can live more normally and not be in danger. Which is obviously terrible, but I think she is a great and well-written representation of feminism, intellectual women, challenging authority, working inside authority. So many things are wrapped up in Mao Mao. And on top of that, she's also an extremely funny character too. Aside from all of like the great political and societal messaging that she can convey through her actions and her thought processes that she narrates in her head within the show, she is quirky and fun. Her obsession with herbs and ingredients and poisons and all these things leads her to do goofy stuff just randomly in the middle of like really important conversations. Goes so easily sidetracked by it. Uh, the people think that she's not even serious. Like, some people have a hard time respecting her, and then they find out because they have this goofy first impression, but then like, wow, she is one of the smartest people we know. She is intelligent, she is inquisitive, she's very good at critical thinking. There's all these things that are going for her. And she really makes the best use of all of her skills to help out those around her, herself to the best of her degree, and in some ways unintentionally helps deconstruct that male hierarchy to a degree that is not going to get her essentially executed. Very great things. And Freerin as well. Very interesting take on immortality. This idea of coming to terms. Her and Mao Mao both have issues with connecting to people around them in different ways. They're both socially inept to some degree. And while Mao Mao can use her intelligence to figure out things, Freerin does have intelligence, not to the same degree, like intellectually, but she has all these experiences, and now we're watching her try to go relive those experiences through her new adventures and try to sort out, how do humans process these things? What are the things that I missed within these? And as she notices them and sees them, she helps these others have these great experiences. I think she definitely could have won MC of the Year, but overall, now that I've watched all of season 1 of Apothecary Diaries, I gotta give it to Mao Mao. But yeah, women dominated anime MCs, and it's not even close to me. Okay, best slice of life. I didn't watch a lot of these, so I'm on season 1 of this. This was fun, but the joke got old really quickly. I did not watch this. I have not watched this, and I did watch this, and this was very cute. So not much to say on this category overall. I have not since I've watched less than half of them all the way through. I will hold my opinions on this. I don't know anything about it. Best drama. I am glad Freerin won best something. Because there was good drama in this. There was amazing in this. Dead Demons, Dead, Destruction, did not watch. A Sign of Affection, did not watch. I did watch Oshinoko, I did not watch Pluto, did watch Apothecary Diaries now, and I've watched Freerin. Overall, I would give Freerin best something else, as you guys are probably aware of what I want that to be. But I think best drama probably has to go to Apothecary Diaries. The drama and intrigue in Apothecary Diaries this season, season 1 was outstanding. Originally, I believe I would have given this to Freerin or Oshinoko because I was still in the middle of Apothecary Diaries, but this one blows them out of the water by far in this specific category. Oshinoko probably would have been my number 2, with Freerin my number 3, even though I love Freerin the most out of all these shows. Apothecary Diaries was awesome. And a lot of the drama has to deal with the dynamics between Mao Mao, Jinshi, Gao Shen, his assistant who's not in picture, and then the obviously the concubines within the show, which act as kind of like main supporting characters and such. The mysteries that they all get involved with. She is essentially Sherlock Holmes, and we love this show. Best Isekai. I will confer that I have not watched a lot of these. I gave up on Mushoku Tensei. I'm not a big fan of Konosuba, so I never got to season 3. Reincarnated Slime season 3, I gave up on that. That was just, it was kind of boring, honestly. Gave up halfway through on this. I got the joke. It was okay for a bit, but then I was kind of done with it. So ReZero and Shangri-La Frontier. This is the only one I watched all the way through, so this is what I wanted to win. Would love to talk more about Shangri-La Frontier, but just to keep time, for time's sake, and for the fact that I haven't watched most of these, yeah, I'm fine with ReZero winning. Best action. I'll give Solo Leveling this one. But we got Windbreaker, which I have not watched. Did not finish that one, as I stated earlier. Not a big Bleach fan. But Kaiju number 8, Dawn to Dawn, and Solo Leveling. Definitely, I can see Solo Leveling winning this one. That's literally this. This is the only thing this show really has going for it. Is the action. The action is good, and I would say the action in season 1, in my opinion, was in some places better than the action in season 2. Because in this, at least in season 1, it felt like there was a bit more stakes because Sung Jin-woo was still understanding his power to some degree and still getting stronger. Where now in season 2, it's like, okay, there's no point in any of these fights, guys. Like, just surrender. Like, come on, or just die quickly. Like, just stop drawing it out, Sung Jin-woo. It's in season 2, it's aura farming for aura farming's sake. Where in season 1, there are some stakes in some places. It feels like. So Solo Leveling, I'll give you this one. I would say, yeah, I would agree with best action. Best comedy. I watched 4 of these. Okay, so Konosuba and Ramen 1/2, I did not watch. Delicious in Dungeon was hilarious. You could go from some terrifying shit, like some horror level shit going on in here, to some of the most hilarious culinary scenes, hilarious dialogue, hilarious little, like, situations in any anime I've ever watched. Dear Friend Nokutan was just outlandish comedy for outlandish comedy's sake, and it really held up for the first 7 episodes, I would say. I did enjoy it. And then Spy Family Season 2 was also really fun. It was really fun. It really helped me kind of get back into it, because in parts I was getting a little tired. So I would say, while Mashal had, I don't know, maybe the best opening out of all these, most popular opening, I didn't think Mashal was that funny. Mashal season 1, I was behind, and then season 2 came out, and like, man, the joke got really old really fast to me. So I think Delicious in Dungeon should have won this by a landslide. It's also just a way better show in general. The comedy here works to such a great degree because the other aspects of the show, such as the drama, the relationships, and the horror within the show and the action show, also hold up so well. And they help build each other to a tremendous degree. Delicious in Dungeon was an amazing show, and seeing it essentially get like no awards this year is insane because it was one of the best shows of the year. Best romance. So again, I have not watched any of these, so skip. Best background art, we got Dawn to Dawn, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer, and Pluto, which I did not watch, and then Apothecary Diaries. Now, I'm glad Frieren won this. The landscapes of Frieren, the backgrounds of Frieren were very inspiring and very beautiful and very well done, very detailed. However, I do think Dawn to Dawn or Delicious in Dungeon should have won this because I think they just take another step further than what Frieren did in terms of the background art. That really sold it. Especially Dawn to Dawn. I thought Dawn to Dawn's backgrounds were amazing. I thought the environments they were in were amazing. And yeah, it's just like a lot of it was like schools and like parks and rail stations and things like that because it's like our world, right? But when the wacky stuff sets in, the wacky stuff is so well integrated into just average everyday settings. And I think that really brings the Dawn to Dawn backgrounds, making them almost a forefront of the show. Best Director, Yoshihiro Miyajima, okay, Studio Trigger for Delicious in Dungeon, Norihiro Naganuma for the Apothecary Diaries, Megumi Ishitani for the One Piece fan letter, Fuga Yamashiro for Dawn to Dawn, Haro Sotozaki for Demon Slayer, and Keiichiro Sayato. Okay. There were, honestly, there were 4 of them that I would have been happy to win. The only ones that I wouldn't want to win were Demon Slayer and Apothecary Diaries here. And I love Apothecary Diaries, but when I think of like the director and being able to judge their work, like how well everything came together, I gotta say, Keiichiro Saito, Fuga Yamashiro, and Yoshihiro Miyajima, they all did outstanding. They did great. However, Megumi Ishitani did all of that within 1 episode. This was one of the best episodes of One Piece ever made, in my opinion. And it isn't even something in the main storyline. This is one of the most beautiful episodes of One Piece. It is amazing story, amazingly all interconnected. I loved this episode. It had such great directing. And maybe it's easier to direct 1 episode than doing a whole season, who knows? And maybe they only did a few episodes in their seasons as well, but I'm not for sure. I would have really wanted Megumi to win here, but I am also really excited that Keiichiro won, because Frieren was such a well put together and well deserving show. Same thing with Dawn to Dawn and Delicious in Dungeon. Any of those 4 winning, that is a win for anime fans. Best character design. This was my pick. So I called this one. Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer, Apothecary Diaries, Kaiji number 8, and Frieren. Now, Frieren, amazing characters, good designs. Kaiji number 8. Honestly, character designs were Season 1, I think the models were a little bit off. A lot of people did. Demon Slayer, the fucking same characters. It's like season fucking 17,000, like in movie 10. We know what the characters like. No, get them out of here. Apothecary Diaries, well designed. You can really tell the importance of characters with the designs here. Delicious in Dungeon, also really well made characters, really good. A lot of their things do speak to a lot about their characters. Dawn to Dawn, everyone was so well designed. There's not much I can say. I'm not an expert in this, but I was really happy that Dawn to Dawn won here. Okay. We are getting into the top, like the final ones. So, Demon Slayer. Or sorry, this is Best Animation. And we got Solo Leveling, Kaiju number 8, Frieren Beyond's Journey's End, Dawn to Dawn, Delicious in Dungeon, and Demon Slayer 1. Now, I can see why it wins. I disagree, though, because I think Demon Slayer animation really just pops off in a few, like, the big fight scenes, and they go all out, and then it just looks really good. It looks really good everywhere, but then really they just kind of go above and beyond in those, where I think other shows do that better. I'm going to cross out Kaiju number 8. I don't think it holds a candle with the rest of these. I want to talk about Solo Leveling first, though. This is hilarious to me. This is hilarious that Solo Leveling did not win Best Animation, when literally the animation and hype moments is all that really carried this show. If you were on TikTok and stuff, that's all really people talk about with this show, was the hype moments and the animation. They did not talk about the characters. They didn't talk about the dialogue. They did not talk about the atmosphere of the world or the storytelling. They talked about Sung Jin-woo looking cool and the fights looking really cool. So for it not to win Best Animation is telling that it doesn't deserve a lot of these other wins that it got. Like, what the hell? Everyone is saying, well, enjoyment over writing, animation can carry, it really can. It didn't win Best Animation. Y'all voted not for it to win Best Animation. But, what? So you're really telling me, after all the media all year long that we're seeing is pretty much all focused on its animation and its hype moments, that the things that it's going to win are not animation, but best character writing and best music and stuff, and then best anime of the year, which we haven't even got to yet? What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. There is a disconnect in this, honestly, in the awards that it won and the awards that it didn't win, and the media and populist discourse that has been going on over the last year. There is a disconnect there that proves that people maybe don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and it pisses me off. Okay. Let's be real. These three, Dungeon Meshi, Delicious and Dungeon, Dawn to Dawn, and Free Run, all could have won. They all have the hype, crazy animation moments of Solo Leveling, but they also have higher consistent animation in normal scenes, with really stylized art styles to go with them. Especially Dawn to Dawn. Dawn to Dawn was insane. I would say Frieren has just as good animation in its fight scenes, but the fights are just different styles. So people are like, oh, they're not flashy sword swings. But oh my goodness, go watch the Frieren versus Frieren fight. Watch Stark versus Lin Lee, whatever. Just watch the Zoltrak lesson fight. Oh my gosh, there's so many good things here. My goodness. Whatever. Best original anime. What the fuck is this? The only thing I saw about Ninja Kami was people hating on it. And now it wins Best Original when we had Metallic Rogue or Metallic Rouge, maybe. This was fun. This is jazzy opening fucking schoolgirl turning into a robot, just beating the shit out of. This is fun. But I didn't watch the rest of them, so who knows? I don't know. Best new series. This is bullshit. This is just bullshit. We all know it's bullshit too. This should have gone to Frieren. This one should have gone to One Piece. This is the best One Piece has possibly ever been. And we're going to say, nah, it goes to Demon Slayer, where Demon Slayer discourse, I feel, has dropped off super heavy. What the actual hell? I don't know what's going on. And best film of the year? I have not watched these, so I do got to skip this. And then finally, anime of the year. What a stacked list. Obviously, I don't think Kaiju Anime wins. I made that pretty clear early. I think it might have been actually the bottom of these. Solo Leveling. This was season 1 of Solo Leveling, not even season 2, which was what the hype was about. Dawn to Dawn, Delicious and Dungeon, Frieren, and Apothecary Diaries. We had 4 contenders, and the one in the bottom 2 won. And I want to go into why I think that here. Because, well, I truly believe that the reason Solo Leveling won was because hype was at an all-time high. Let me take a drink real quick. Season 2 was currently airing when the award nominees were able to be voted on. That, combined with the ability of the inability of people to disengage season 1 from season 2 in terms of voting, they're just voting for it. I also think with anime becoming more mainstream, we get a lot of people entering anime. And from what I have seen, a lot of people on a journey through anime, they start with battle shonen. Things like Naruto, One Piece, Fairy Tail, Solo Leveling, all of these things, which is fine. I love a lot of them. I love JJK. I love battle anime. I watch a ton of them. But there's so many good stories outside of it. And so now I think we have just a bigger voting pool potentially than what there used to be. And now the voting pool, you just have this higher percentage of new people into anime, people that don't really care to challenge themselves in media or to dive deeper into a media that has bigger lessons to say. Things like Apothecary Diaries with a very strong political and social messages over imperialism, feminism, classism, all these things that it talks about. Dawn to Dawn, in their story of honestly kind of like a little bit of like a romance story built into this wacky sci-fi mystery shenanigans, that also delves a little bit into problems within high school and stuff. Delicious in Dungeon, a story of friends that are a family going to save one of their own and then having to overcome the trials of survival, but it's mostly a comedy for the most part. And then Frieren, this beautiful tale of coming to terms with your own emotions, learning about your own humanity, what it means to experience mortality and even morality to a degree. Overcoming a little bit of prejudice, overcoming your own personal fears and inhibitions. There's just so much within Frieren. There's so much within this story. You can say that it was slow. You can say that it didn't grab, but the writing is there. The characters are there. The comedy is there. The action is there. The beauty and wonder, the world building, it's all there. But you have to be able to challenge yourself to it. Because it's not just spoon feeding you cool moments all the time. And yes, that can be hard. And you can say that media that isn't instantly digestible doesn't deserve to win. But if a message is too easy to get, if it's too easy, that means it's not really saying anything. It's not really doing anything. And I don't think Solo Leveling really does anything. I think Frieren does a lot of things, and I think it does them all very beautifully. So that is the end of my rant. This has gone on longer than I expected. Thank you, and I hope you go back and watch some of these other shows. If you've only watched Solo Leveling, I really suggest you watch all these other shows all the way through and really challenge yourself to see why a lot of people are upset with why Solo Leveling won. Not just... And you can still, by the end, say that Solo Leveling deserved to win, but I want you to try and find why people might disagree with you and try to understand why and where they are coming from. All right. Thank you again. This is Dusty Oven signing off. Go watch some better fucking anime.